Hi viewers, welcome back to the 424 Soccer Channel. Yesterday we predicted that the opening match would be won mostly by tactical battle and the personnel on each the opposing teams. Now let us see how it went, because the first match has been done and dusted and Ecuador has secured the first 3 points in their group. Now, how did it happen? Now, the match exactly kicked off at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here, and the match was kicked off at that time by Qatar. Now, there's something that I said yesterday, that Qatar, if they would hold on, at least soak up the pressure in the first few minutes, that they may spring a surprise. But that's not what happened. Within the first 3 minutes, they conceded. But thanks to VAR, VAR ruled out the goal as offside, because of the technology they have these days to be able to, pick what linesmen or the referees, excuse me, would not be able to pick. So the first goal was ruled offside. And then we realized that Ecuador were in control. They controlled the match. They were passing rhythmically, distributing the ball. And the system did not favor Qatar. Now, yesterday I told you that Qatar usually play a 3-5-2. That usually translates to 5 at the back when they are defending. When they lose the ball, they play 5 at the back, 3 in midfield, and 2 up front. So Ecuador, the tactical approach by Ecuador was spot on. They kind of knew that any team that plays wing backs, the 3-5-2, that the wing backs have to be very much up the field, kind of causing a lot of problems for opposing teams. So what did Ecuador do? They kind of made their fullbacks to be much more advanced, to pin back, the wing backs of the Qatari team. So the wing backs in Qatar, they could not move upfield. So they ended up most times playing 5 in the defense, 3 in the midfield, and 2 up front. The 2 up front were actually, they were non-potent. Ali and Afif, they were non-potent throughout the match, because what happened was that Ecuador, with 2 of the very good midfielders they have Mendes, who plays in MLS. He did so well today. Mendes and Caicedo. Caicedo plays for Brighton in the Premier League. The 2 of them sat in the midfield and made sure that they controlled so much of the midfield, while their fullbacks were so advanced, especially Estupinan, who plays for Brighton too. He was always up there, always up, as if he was playing the left wing, So this kind of pin back the Qataris, and throughout the first half, they were not effective. They could not control the ball. They could not pass rhythmically. They could not even string 2 passes. Throughout the first half, Qatar had no shot on goal. So that was so much, Ecuador was so much in control. And which ended up, the goalkeeper fouling Valencia. The goalkeeper fouled Valencia, got a yellow card, and Valencia scored the penalty. He just scored the penalty, I would say, effortlessly. And thereafter, Ecuador was still in control, while Qatar were still trying to find their feet. They were so lucky they did not concede more than that in the first half. Although they conceded the second goal, still through Valencia. Valencia actually scored the 3 goals. Would have been an a hat trick, would have been a hat trick if VAR did not rule out the first goal. So the second half, how did it start? The second half, Qatar came up with the same 3-5-2. But this time they were able to control at least the first 5 minutes in the second half. They were able to control the game, passing, stringing 2-3 passes. But it was difficult, it was difficult for them. It was very difficult for them to actually advance beyond their side of the half. So what really happened? It didn't help much. So after some time, Ecuador took over and controlled the game. Now, even at 65 minutes, there was no shot on goal. Ecuador had 3 shots on goal. They had 5 shots on goal. They had 5 shots, 3 were on goal, and 2 were not on goal. So total 5 shots at 65 minutes. Qatar had no shot on goal. It was a very poor performance by a host country. It didn't surprise us that they lost the game, but it surprised us the efforts they put in the game, because we predicted they would lose. Actually, in this channel, we predicted a 2-1, that they would lose to Ecuador 2-1, but it came out that they lost 2-0. So we won the prediction, but we didn't win on the scoreline. And that is how it is. Predictions are usually based on statistical values that you have on hand, FIFA ranking, how the team plays, how many wins they've had. So we took all this into consideration, and we kind of predicted that Ecuador would win, but we never knew that they would win so easily, and it could have been more than 2 goals, and they actually dominated the game. I think we have to give thanks to the coach, the Ecuadorian coach, who is actually an Argentine, who knew exactly how Qatar plays, and he kind of made his 4-4-2, although it was a 4-4-2, but it was a kind of hybrid 4-4-2 that Ecuador was playing. At the point they played 4-2-2-2, even though it was a 4-4-2. They had 2 sitting midfielders and 2 advancing midfielders supporting the strikers, Valencia and the other striker. So, and then that was when sometimes they moved from 2, because their fullbacks they played so advanced, and so sometimes they only had 2, especially when they were on the ball. They only had 2 who moved a bit upfield. And then the mistake that Qatar made was that they sat back too much. And that's one of the disadvantages of playing 5 at the defense. We have seen in the Premier League a lot of teams, or a few teams, who play 5 at the defense. Sometimes they struggle to string passes together and only believe in kind of fast breaks. They were not fast enough. Ecuador did not give them time to break, did not even give them time on the ball. So how did it come out? Ecuador has secured the first 3 points, of the World Cup in their group. And now it is the turn of other teams in the group to see what they can do. They still have Senegal and the Netherlands. So in our next video, we're going to analyze what will happen tomorrow. 3 big matches coming tomorrow. England will be taking on Iran. England will be taking on Iran at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Senegal will be taking on the Netherlands at 11 Eastern Standard Time, and USA will be taking on Wales at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So in our next video, we will preview tomorrow's matches, the scoreline, and we hope we'll be able to get it right, as we have started on the right note, getting the prediction and the wins right. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe to the 424 Soccer channel for all your predictions, for all your analysis, and even post-match review as we have just done. Please click the like button for us, and of course, turn on your notification and for all the previews, predictions, analysis of the World Cup matches happening in Qatar. Thank you so much. Bye.